Everyone, Paul here. Today I'm going to be giving you guys the final part of this strategy. Now, if you've not watched the first and second part, I recommend you watch those parts. It is recommended for those strategy to get the Algo Pro indicators. It'll work better with that. You can do a workaround with the order blocks, but it won't work the same. So if you want to apply it with the strategy of the last two videos, definitely the Algo Pro indicator, and you can check that out. Today the video is going to be the last step of this strategy, and it does not require any paid indicators for this one, but I do want to give a shout out to the YouTuber where I found this strategy. So I'm gonna go show you where to find his content, and then I'm going to show you the strategy of what I've learned from his videos. I got it from one of his free videos, but he offers some paid, paid like training, which is I'll show you into it, but and then I'll show you the strategy. But the strategy is pretty effective. It helps you find a lot of the key moments where you'll just be able to predict if something's going up or down. So I'm gonna load up my charts, and I'll give a shout out to the strategy, the guy that I learned it from on YouTube. So definitely check out his channel and his content as well. He puts out a lot of good content. So anyway, let's get started. So the shout out goes to Crypto Crew University. That's where I got the strategy from. So definitely, I'll put a link below in my comments if you want to check out his channel. He puts out a lot of good content. It's where I learned the strategy from. Now I'll show you he does have some, like a training that he offers. So anyway, here's his website. Now this is the day before, when I'm recording this video, it's the day before Thanksgiving, so disregard a lot of the stuff because you guys see this video, it's going to be much later. So he's having a discount right now because it's a day before Thanksgiving and Black Friday is upon us. But normally his prices are they're not cheap, let's just say. So you can check out his, he does have a discount right now. But his strategies are some of the most expensive ones I've seen, but they work. They work very well. And basically, just if you want to check out this, you could check out his course. But his, the course is, wow, that is pretty cheap. That is pretty cheap right now. But anyway, it's only cheap right now because it's slowly upon Black Friday. But he has a lot of good reviews on it. So if you want to check out his course, you can. But his course is not cheap. But he does offer free content on his YouTube channel, which is where I learned this strategy from. So definitely check him out. I'll put the links below. I'm not affiliated with him. Anyway, I'm not getting a commission from him. But this is just who I learned this strategy from. So definitely just check him out if you want to. The links will be below if you want to check out his stuff. I'll put a link to his YouTube and this website here. But I'm not affiliated with him. So let's go to the strategy. So if you've seen the last couple videos, you see that I mentioned the Algo Pro Swing Bot. That was the first one. And then I mentioned the trend SR. That was the second part. This last strategy involves two indicators. That is you want to get your RCI. So you type in RCI 3 lines by Giro there. And then you want to get the TDIG, and I made a video about this briefly recently and how to set it up, but I'll talk about it again. And you want to go to basically TDI Traders Dynamic by Juan here. So load those up. Now I have this customized. I will put the original video of where I've learned this strategy from Crypto University, but I customized it myself because this is just the way I do it. Now the original indicators are going to have a lot of stuff on here, and to me it's a lot of noise, but I just customize it a little bit to make it and it works really well. And basically with the 3 lines here, go to your settings, I basically uncheck the RCI short, and I change the colors from what the original has. When you load it, it's going to be different. And then the TDGMI, I have it really customized. I have the upper and lower band checked off, and I have the slow MA checked off, and that's about it. So check all those off. If you want to do it my way, if you want to do it his way, there's just a lot more clutter to my eyes when I see it. I just want to make it more simplified for my eyes when I'm looking at it. So that's just the way I do it. I don't like seeing a lot of colors and lines. It just kind of gets to me. But this strategy, you could do his strategy from his video, or you could do this one, but they both still work the same. I just do it this way because it's a lot more easier on the eyes, and I can kind of understand where everything's going. The strategy is very simple on this. What you want to do is you want to make sure that both of these lines are crossing at around the same time. They don't have to necessarily be at the same time, but they have to be pretty close to each other. So you want to look for your RSI 3 lines to be crossing and the TDGM here to be crossing at around the same time. Doesn't necessarily have to be at the same time, but pretty close to each other. So they both have to be crossing for it to be a good entry point. So let's just use this as a couple examples here. And we're on the 15-minute chart. We're doing the Japan yen. And I find that this works with Forex really well. So just keep that in mind. I'll be looking at a couple. I'll look at different. But you see right here, the first one crosses, and then it crosses right here. So what I probably would have done if I was looking at this, I would have said, okay, so it crossed. Got to wait for it to cross, and it crosses here, and you just enter your position right here. So it's kind of that easy. It shows you the good entry points, which is right here. So you get in right about here, and you write it out. And this would have resulted in a 500 pip move with the Japan yen. That's how powerful this strategy is. That's why I like it so much. And let's just do a couple more examples here. And let's see, we got it crossing down right here, and it crosses down right here. So you would get in probably right around here when the second one crosses. And you get in right about here. And you just ride this one out. Now, when you ride this out, you want to know, when do you sell? Well, the lines can help you determine when to get in, when to get out. You see them both crossing right here. So you could still take this trade till, I would take the trade when I'm in profit, but that's all up to you guys. But you could ride this out till maybe here and you still be in profit, or you could ride it out to here. It's basically whenever you reach some pretty good profit, I would, take profit. So that's just me, but, do whatever you guys want to do. So, this isn't 100% guarantee, though. So go by the other two strategies that I've mentioned and, look at your signals, look at your order blocks, look at all that I've covered in the last two videos, because this is not 100% foolproof strategy. It will help you find those moments, but there will be moments where it doesn't work. So just keep that in mind. It's not 100%. So if we look right here, we see it crossing a little bit right here, but we do not see it crossing. We only see it crossing here, and we don't see it crossing here till later. So this is something I wouldn't do because they're both not crossing, and they're not crossing close enough for me to actually do that trade. Let's just do another one here. Do a couple more times with the Japan yen. So we see it crossing here, and then we see it crossing here. This is too late for me, so I wouldn't do this trade. They have to be crossing pretty close to each other. So right here we see, here's an example of where it doesn't work. We see it crossing down. Well, it's going down right here, but we see it crossing up. So it's wrong right here, but the bottom one is crossing down. So they're doing the opposite. So this is definitely one that I would not do, because both of these lines are not, they're not talking. They're not doing the same thing. You want to make sure both of them are doing the same thing. So let's find another moment. So right here we see it crossing down, and we see it crossing down on the other one as well, pretty close to each other. So this would be a quick one. This would be a quick in and out on a 15 minutes, so it probably would take me an hour trade for this one. So we cross right here and ride it out. And this one is almost a 200 pip move. Now, doing this strategy will also help you find better moments to win prop firm challenges. It'll also help you increase your pips, because you're basically finding a lot more good moments. So it does help with that too. But this is not 100% guarantee at the same time too. So you see it crossing here, and you see it crossing here. This, to me, would be a good one. This would be a good one to enter. So I would enter it. See, it crosses here, and then here I'd enter here. And you ride this one out. So that's another good move. So this is Forex. It works really well for Forex, in my opinion. But let's just look at Bitcoin here. Let's look at Bitcoin and see if this works well for Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin's a little bit more volatile, so okay, so right now we got a good example here. It's crossing down on the first one, and it's crossing down on the second one. So if you came in right, see, crossed here, so crossed here, so I would come in at this point. And from this point on, you could ride a short. Again, you can also plug in the other indicators that I've talked about in previous videos. So we see it crossing here, and then we see it crossing here. So I would probably come in right about here for a short. No, not a short, a long. But come in right here and just ride this out. Now, if you're doing what I'm doing personally when it comes to Bitcoin, and you're just trading Bitcoin, and you know generally we're in a bull run, so we're starting to go into one, so I'm personally just doing a whole bunch of long orders up until a good time, because we're basically going into a bull run. So I'm just doing longs, really. I'm not really following charts when it comes to Bitcoin. I will follow this chart when we've entered the bull run. Let's see, let's look at this on a weekly here. If we look at this on a weekly, particularly for Bitcoin, and this is what I'm probably going to be using it for, is you basically want to know when everything's going to start going up, and then when everything's going to start tanking. So I use this strategy to find out that moment when everybody's going to start selling and it's going to start tanking. So I'll use this method to kind of help show me when that's going to happen, and it's going to happen sometime next year. I'll be looking at it on the weekly, not on the daily. But anyway, that is doing it with Bitcoin. It's pretty simple. Right now, I'm just basically going long until, unless there's a big dip, but I'm basically just going long. But you can use this method. It works really well. And as you can see here, if you look at Bitcoin right here, here's an example of when these are doing the opposite, do not do the trade. Because you see that this is about to cross up and this is about to cross down. Do not do the trade. They're opposite. They're the opposite. So I would personally wait till I see the same thing in both. Like what you see right here. You see on the hour, we see it crossing down and it crosses down here. That's a good time to enter the trade. There are some times when it's wrong, so you got to be careful, and definitely plug in the other two indicators to see more data. So anyway, let's look at this with stocks real quick. See how well it works for stocks. Let's look at the SPX, see if this works for SPX. Now, what I ended up doing is I got stuck in a SPX trade with MetaTrader, and I could get out of it. So, you know, it's not MetaTrader anymore. It's TradeLocker. But I had to take a little bit of a hit because I learned this strategy later on. But it'll still work the same. So you see right here, crosses down on the first one, and it's not crossing on the second one, so I wouldn't do that trade. See it crossing up right here, and then you see it crossing up there, so that's a little bit too late for me. We are on the hour, so if you want to do this on a 15-minute time frame, your results might get better. Okay, let's just look at this on a 15-minute. Let's look for some key moments here. Okay. So you see it crosses. Does it cross? It's crossing down here. Crossing down here, going up here, so this is something I wouldn't take. Let's look for another one. It's not touching there. Okay, so it's kind of crossing down here and crossing down here, so this doesn't look like a big one here. But because it's kind of just going straight through it, so you want to be cautious. You want to see it kind of go at an angle. And it's going down. You might catch that one, but, you know, it works. It just depends on what you're using it for. But it works the best for, in my opinion, it works the best for Forex. Because Forex has a lot of momentum. A lot of money goes in and out of it every day. So you're probably able to get a lot more moves like this. So anyway, this strategy works very well. So anyway, if you guys want to check out the guy's video that I learned this from, check out his YouTube channel. Check out his website, even though his prices are pretty expensive for his course. He goes over a lot of strategies to kind of help you with trading. So definitely check it out. Definitely check out his YouTube channel because he does put in a lot of tips with his free videos. You know, he talks about the Gaussian channel, he talks about this strategy, he talks about a lot of stuff, and I'm always looking at his videos to see if he's pointing out any other kind of tips in his videos, because it's where I learned the strategy. So definitely check out his stuff. But anyway, to apply this whole complete strategy, you basically add all four of these indicators together and you got a powerful combination there. You got your order blocks, you got your top and bottom from there, you got your signals, and you got this strategy as well. All these strategies combined works really well with whatever you choose to trade. Now, the strategy I talked today, it works well for Forex. It all depends on what you want to use it for, but the strategy works. When you combine all three of these together, they work really well. If you don't want to get the Algo Pro indicators, you can use some substitutes, but for the most part, you can use this strategy because this strategy is using free indicators and it works really well. So if you don't want to use the Algo Pro indicators, you can use the strategy in this video and you can get some pretty good results. So anyway, I hope you guys like these three videos. These three videos have actually helped improve my game, my trading very well in the last couple weeks. So anyway, I thought I'd share it with you guys. So anyway, if you guys like this strategy, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in future videos.